All right, so this is kind of your first really big for marks assignment. Yes, you got your lab report from last week that came in. Okay, that was decent marks, but this is bigger than that. All right, so we need to make sure that we do a good job on this. It's all reaction stuff, but there are 3 sections to the assignment, and the 3 sections are different. Okay, you need to make sure you're showing me what each section is asking for. All right, the first 10 questions are asking you to do the following things. All right, I want you to balance the equation. That means write numbers in the blanks. If it's a 1, write a 1. Okay, because it's fill in the blank. If you don't write a 1 and it's a 1, you just leave it blank. I don't know whether you finished the question or not. Okay, so put in a 1 if it's a 1. Okay, also, additional tip. What number should never go in one of those blanks? 0. Because if you write a 0 there, you're telling me you don't have any of that. And the reaction says you do. Everyone follow? Okay. Then you need to write it out in words. So the 3 marks for each one of these is going to be like this. You're going to get 1 mark for balancing the equation. You're going to get 1 mark for the reactants in words. And you're going to get 1 mark for the products in words. Okay, so if you get the reactants right, but you don't get the products right, you still get 1 there. All right, but you're going to get 1 mark for the reactants, 1 mark for the products, okay, and 1 mark for it being correctly balanced. So make sure that you show all of that stuff. Okay, everybody with me on there? Some things to be mindful of in these questions. Roman numerals on multivalent metals. A lot of times people forget to do that and then they lose marks because that's part of the first section is writing the names properly. Okay, so if something needs Roman numerals, it should get a Roman numeral, right? Do we need to put a Roman numeral on a metal if it isn't in a compound? No. Okay, something else to remember because either people forget to do it completely or they completely over apply the rule and they're writing Roman numerals everywhere. Okay, we only want to apply them when they fit. That is a multivalent metal in an ionic compound. Okay, some tricky balancing questions. There's a couple here that are kind of tricky in terms of the balancing. Number 4 would be one of the ones that's kind of tricky for balancing. My suggestion to you on number 4 would be to balance nitrogen first. Okay, number 7 is also a tricky balance. Same suggestion. I would suggest you start by balancing the nitrogens first on that one. Right. The other ones you shouldn't have too much trouble with. We've done lots of the balancing stuff before. It's just those 2 are a little bit different. They're outside of the 5 reaction types that we talked about. Okay. All right, questions on the first 10? Okay. For the second set of 10, so that's 11 through 20, okay? Again, each one is worth 3 marks, but now you're doing something different. Now you're identifying the reaction type. Okay, that'll be 1 mark, and that's probably the easiest mark for each of these 10, is just figuring out which reaction type it is. You'd be surprised how often people just totally space on that and forget to do it. Okay, and that's the easiest of the 3 marks for each one of these. So identify the reaction type, 1 mark. Okay, write the equation out in formula form. Okay, so write the chemical equation, right? That'll be 1 mark. No reactants, products here. It's you got to get the reaction correct. And you'll get a mark for balancing. Right, so 1 mark for the reaction type, 1 mark for the reaction itself, and 1 mark if it is balanced correctly. Here's the kicker on this set of 10. If you forget to drop and swap, or you miss a special element or something like that, are you going to get the balancing right either? You won't. Okay, so you need to make sure that you get the equation written out correctly, because you'll think you'll have it balanced, but because you don't have the reaction right, it's also not balanced right, and then you lose 2 out of 3 marks right away. Okay, so we want to make sure we get all of our formulas written correctly. So check your swaps and drops, check for special elements. Okay, things like that is where people usually mess up. Questions on the second set of 10? Okay, so we'll just write the little note here. Okay, swap and drop and special elements. Okay, those are things to watch for because that is usually where people lose marks in this set of 10. All right, last set of 10 is what we've been working on this past few days, predicting the products of a chemical reaction. Okay, they're still all out of 3. You're going to get one, you're actually going to get 2 marks, sorry, for the products. Okay, so you get 2 marks for the products. Okay, and this is a typo here because I've changed this one. On your sheet, that says CAS. Okay, and it's supposed to say CAS. Your sheet is right. This one's wrong. Okay, so 2 marks for the products and 1 mark for balancing. Okay, same things here. You need to make sure that you get your drops and swaps correct and watch for special elements. Okay, those are again the places where people usually mess something up. All right, there's no mark for identifying the reaction type on this set. You have to be able to do that in order to predict the products, so it's kind of already built in. Okay, questions on that? All right, you have all of class to work on that today. I would suggest you work hard and have less homework. Okay, the due date is going to be Thursday of next week because I want to be able to mark it and go over it on Friday with you before your unit exam. Do everything on that sheet. I want you to hand that sheet in to me. It already has your name on it. That's why I did that. Okay.